this is pure harassment, basically. This is unexplainable because he has been under restraining order for the last month, and he's proved that he can respect all the obligations that are imposed on him, that he's at the disposal of the justice, and he is innocent, he's presumed innocent, and the rule is the freedom, and therefore nothing justifies, in that case especially, after spending 3 months in detention in outrageous conditions, and after showing he can respect his restraining order, nothing justifies that he's put once again in pretrial detention. Donc on va aller chercher les autres Well, according to the information that I have at the moment, they took the computer of his wife, because, you know, he could only have access to a computer at his lawyer's office, and he was totally respecting that. So they took the computer of his wife, they took the phone of his wife, they took documents belonging to his wife, which also contain a lot of very confidential information, but confidential exchanges with the lawyers of the family. So this is covered by the privilege, and it's outrageous that her not being involved in the procedure, she's being taken all these means that belong to her and that are covered by legal privilege. They exerted, they took some measures which are very brutal to her as well. They searched her body completely, yes. They looked in her purse, they told her that she had no right, they heard her, they had tried to interrogate her without a lawyer. But these methods, which are completely outrageous, again, are not surprising now that we know how the system functions in Japan. They are very shocked. Carol especially, because she's been witnessing this arrest, and she's been the victim of it as well. They think it's extremely brutal. They don't understand, even the Japanese lawyers don't understand this measure, except for explaining that it's a measure of retaliation and harassment. Nothing else can explain that. Legally, it's unexplainable. So the family, of course, is very shocked and very angry, as Mr. Carlos Ghosn is probably as well, but they all want to fight, and they all want to be together to support Mr. Ghosn in his demonstration of the truth and of his innocence.
And you...
Et nous sommes, évidemment, la famille et nous, les avocats, nous sommes extrêmement choqués par cette nouvelle arrestation. Cette nouvelle arrestation qui est d'une brutalité extrême. Il faut quand même rappeler que M. Ghosn était placé sous contrôle judiciaire depuis 1 mois, dans des conditions très strictes, qu'il a respectées scrupuleusement, jusqu'à accepter qu'il y ait une caméra à l'entrée de son domicile, hein, ce qui est assez attentatoire à sa liberté, disons-le. Et il a respecté ses obligations. Et donc, à partir du moment où il est présumé innocent, où il clame son innocence, où il respecte toutes les conditions, il n'y a rien qui puisse justifier une nouvelle arrestation et un placement en détention. Absolument rien. Donc évidemment, c'est très choquant, c'est très brutal, et en réalité, c'est un pur acharnement de l'accusation. Et c'est vrai que nous pouvons nous interroger, parce que il avait annoncé effectivement hier qu'il s'exprimerait, qu'il présenterait sa défense, qu'il se défendrait publiquement dans le cadre d'une conférence de presse. Nous avons quand même le sentiment que les procureurs ont voulu le faire taire. C'est le sentiment que ça nous donne. Ils ont voulu le faire taire, donc ils le placent en détention pour en réalité exercer une nouvelle pression sur lui, l'affaiblir et tenter d'obtenir des aveux forcés pour des faits qu'il n'a pas commis.
Pouvez-vous passer le micro, le fil du micro de l'intérieur?